Alright, I'm going to get started on this Mustang. If you haven't watched the first video, we recovered this from a barn where it had been sitting for 40 years. And a friend of mine, it was at his grandma's house in Lakewood, Colorado. Go back and watch that video if you haven't watched that yet. But this thing has not ran in 40 plus years, so I've got a few of the parts that I ordered. All I've got for now is a starter solenoid, a battery, some power cable, and a ground cable. That's it for right now. But I'm gonna see if this thing will at least turn over. I might hit it with some starting fluid just to see if it'll fire. Otherwise, I think for the time being, I do have a little 12-volt fuel pump. I might plumb that into the tank, or plumb that into a gas can and see if I can get it to run off of that. I doubt this fuel pump still works, but for now I'm just gonna see if I can get it to turn over and if we have ignition or not. This engine is just a 200 straight six. It is free. I have turned it over. I'll show you real quick. It's not a real hard engine to turn over. Oh, come on. You were turning. There it goes. Yeah, she's turning. The belt was slipping. But yes, it is turning. I don't know how much of that you got. It's hard to hold the camera and do that. Just got a single barrel carburetor on it. Pretty simple. I've never worked on these ones, but I'm told that they're very easy to rebuild. I already pulled the old starter solenoid out of here, so it's going to be pretty quick and simple. Oh, come on. Don't tell me they gave me the wrong one. Not O'Reilly's. They would never do that. Well, I might have to drill some new holes, and I don't want to do that. Or am I being the idiot? I'm being the idiot. I have it upside down. No sparky. That's a good thing. Maybe the wiring is still intact. She's wrench again. I'm going to cut this fuel line just in case that pump still works. And I don't want to fill that carburetor because I'm sure that carburetor's dry. So in case that fuel pump still works, I'm going to cut the fuel line and we won't pump any 40-year-old gas in there that way. I want to run that. Maybe I should cut it back there so it goes onto the ground and not onto the engine. Now let's just see if she turns over. See what happens. You know what? Just in case, I'm going to leave this loose. Yeah. just in case there's an issue. Then I can pop it off there in a hurry. Oh, it works. Okay. Well, that's still dry, so that's good. We're not pumping gas all over the engine. I think I got to get Levi out here and get my helper so I can squirt her with a shot of ether and he can crank on it for me. All right, Levi's busy, and I don't have one of those switches that you hook up to your starter solenoid to hit a button from up here, but I do have a power probe, and this will work the same way. I just turn it on to positive, and I can hit my signal side of the starter solenoid and turn it over from up here. So get this off. I guess I do need to go turn the key on though. That way we'll see if we got spark. It's been on there a minute. Oh! Is that all free? Well, the linkage is free. Yeah, everything's moving in there. There's no mice crawling out of that. That's one place they didn't get to. All right, Levi made it out here. He got done doing his chores, so he's gonna turn it over for me now. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of ether. We're just gonna see if this thing fires for now. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, there is oil in it. I did check it. I've not changed it yet. At this point, we just wanna see if this thing's gonna fire. If it does fire, I'll go ahead and change the oil, and that way we can run it for an extended period. But, all right, bud, go ahead and turn it over. No, keep holding it.
Okay.
Okay, it's gonna run.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got to get a fuel cell hooked up to this thing. I'm gonna have to either clean this tank out and put some fresh gas in it, throw a good filter on it. I don't know. I do have an electric pump I can throw on this thing, but I think let's get this fuel tank pumped out dry, and then we'll try and actually hook it up to the factory fuel system instead of running off of a gas tank.
Okay.
So we're gonna get that done, and then we'll try and start this thing again. Oh, and I'm gonna change the oil. All right, wired in or plumbed in an electric fuel pump right there, just to the main fuel line going to the tank. Just got it on a switch right here, and I've got it ran into a bucket. We're gonna see what we get out of this old tank, get all that old gas out of there. Is there any left in there? Maybe it's dry. Oh, that's nasty. I'd say there's a good chance that we're going to be replacing that tank. As much rust as it looks like it's coming through there. We're gonna let that run for a little while. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot in there. Alright, we got some fresh gas in there. Let's see what we get out of there now. Pretty orange. Even on the side of the bucket there. I'm going to give this old tank a good chance. I'm going to buy a handful of fuel filters and try and use this old tank and see if we can't get her to clean up. And just watch the fuel filters and change them regularly. Maybe she'll survive. I'm going to shake that tank around some more. Alright, we're going to get the oil changed on this thing now. Let's just see how bad it is. What comes out of here. Yeah, this would be easier if I put it on the lift. Hopefully no water. The oil looked pretty good on the dipstick, so I think we'll be good here. Oh yeah, that is fairly clean actually. Okay, I'll finish draining that. Put the plug in and we'll fill her up with some fresh stuff. Okay, we got fresh oil in this thing. You probably noticed I put a new distributor on it. It's an HEI distributor. We got rid of the point system. This is easier. I know some of you probably won't like that. We got a new fuel filter inline down here. They did not have a new fuel pump in town, so we're going to try and get this old one. We're going to see if this old one's going to work, but I got new fuel filter inline there. We got 5 gallons of fresh gas in the tank after we pumped out all that bad stuff. We also have a brand new inline fuel filter right here on the carburetor. These are not the correct plug wires. I've got to get a different set that is going to fit this thing better, because I don't like the way these lay out, and I'd rather have the straights on the plugs. They also didn't have plugs for this in town, so we're trying this with the old plugs. Levi, go ahead and let's go ahead and crank on it and see if we can get some fuel coming up here.
Okay.
And oh yeah, and we've got the Mountain Dew reservoir topped off as well. Let's see if we get any fuel in that filter down there. Don't touch the transmission, but go ahead and crank on it. Yeah. Wow, that started pumping immediately.
Try again?
Try again. I can't believe that old fuel pump is pumping that quick. Go a little longer.
Okay.
Keep going. All right, let's see if we can. I'm gonna start pumping the carburetor. We'll see what happens. All right, bud, go ahead and hit it again. Do you see where the choke is in there? This one's mechanical, but I gotta show you where it's at. It's just it's a pull knob on the dash.
Oh,
Should be right here. That's wipers, lights.
Is it right there?
No, that's for the speedometer.
Okay.
Well, I thought this one was manual. Maybe it's not. Oh, that's the. Is there a wire going to that carburetor? No, it's mechanical.
I see it.
Where's the choke cable?
I might see it, Dad.
You might see it. Where?
Here.
Yeah, hold on that. Okay. Push it. Hey, hold on. Push it back in.
Okay.
Oh, it's down below the drive
Hold on it.
steering column.
Nope, that is not it. All right, just go ahead and crank on it a little more. Let's try it. This carburetor's probably plugged up. I just pumped on it a couple times, and we got fuel coming out of the jet, so go ahead and crank on it and see what happens. Yeah, we got fuel spraying. It does not look good. Go ahead, crank. A little more. All right, I was getting a little fumey in here. We had to open the door. But we noticed back here on the ground, all this debris straight back from the exhaust. So I'm thinking there might be a mouse nest up in that muffler. It is flowing. I did put my hand back there while Levi cranked on it. And we got plenty of exhaust flow, I think. But he's gonna see if a bunch more comes out while we fire this thing again real quick. I'm having to help it a little bit with ether. I think the carburetor's plugged up. Go ahead, honey. Again.
Yep, debris was flying everywhere.
Was there? Okay. All right, we're real close with this thing. I think the timing's fairly close enough to run. But I'm having to help it with the starting fluid. So it's this last time when we were showing you all the stuff coming out of the exhaust, it dang near stayed running on its own. So I'm gonna try and help it with the ether and see if we can't get it to suck some fuel through on its own and clean that carburetor out a little bit. Go ahead, Chels. Well, I barely had to help it that time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it without the ether once. Go ahead. Again. Okay, hold up. Let me hit it a little bit.
Is the starter hot?
Go ahead. Oh, she's so close. Go ahead.
It was really close there. Okay, I think that the mice got evicted from the exhaust. It's a lot of poop.
All right, we're gonna try this again. I did find an open vacuum port here, so I think that's why we weren't sucking enough air through the carburetor to get fuel on its own. So go ahead and try it now, honey. Let's see what happens. There we go. Come on.
It's alive!
Keep it idle. Keep it going. Nope, not that way. Other way. There we go. I don't like that wire there. It's gonna hit the fan. You gotta do something different with that. Let's see if it likes a little more advanced. We're gonna see if this thing drives. We've kind of got brakes. They're not wonderful.
They'll work.
We got
Hopefully.
makeshift seats in here right now. Oh jeez.
Can I get in?
Nope. This is awkward. Okay. Yeah, if I pump them, they kind of work. Hear that clutch engaging?
How's your chariot?
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
The tires are a little bouncy.
It's a little lumpy.
There is no brakes. I pumped it. We locked up one wheel, and it kind of hung up for a minute, but yeah, so we just coasted in here.
Okay.
So awesome.
But it is. It's awesome.
I can't believe everything works on it though.
Well,
other than the brakes.
Kind of works. There's a long ways to go with
I can't believe it actually runs though.
it. Yeah. Clutch works good. Transmission feels good. I went through all the gears. All right, Levi and I just tried to bleed the brakes on this thing. The back brakes actually bled good. The front's clogged up on this right front wheel cylinders, so probably gonna have to replace that. I need to pull all 4 corners apart anyways, repack bearings on the front end, and check everything out, make sure the brake shoes are good, and probably replace a few wheel cylinders. Can't talk. I think that's it for this video. This thing runs amazingly well for sitting for 40 years. Even when I got on it on the road out there, I should have taken you with me, but it didn't bog. That carburetor, I'm guessing my buddy's grandpa, when he parked this thing, he must have ran the tank dry, he must have fogged the carburetor or something, because that carburetor works amazing. The fuel pump still works great, which is weird. But yeah, that's all we're gonna do on it this weekend. We ordered a whole new interior kit. Most of it is here. There are some things that are back ordered, so I don't know how long it's gonna take us to get this interior done. But we got floor pans in one of those boxes, so that's gonna be the next step. Cut the floor pans out, weld the new ones in, get the floor painted, get the new carpet in, and go from there. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.